Okay, well, if you are on this video, that most likely means yesterday you watched the video on what sort of jobs do I even qualify for as a pastor. So I want to spend just a few minutes today with you, kind of sharing some of my best practices to make sure that you get the sort of job you're looking for, how to really decipher and read through job descriptions and really position yourself as the best candidate. That'll probably be more so tomorrow. And of course, all of this, we deep dive into our masterclass, which I encourage you to purchase when you're able to. So first things first, LinkedIn. If you do not have a LinkedIn, you need to just press pause right now. You need to go buy the course because I have a whole section, 45-ish minutes long on how to set up a LinkedIn, how to make sure your profile looks on point, how to make sure that you're presenting yourself as best as possible on LinkedIn, because that is really a critical piece to looking for a job. I'm not going to say it's the only piece, it's not, but it's a big piece of the job search pie. And LinkedIn is much easier to look for jobs than some other places, in my opinion, like Indeed or Monster or ZipRecruiter. And let me share with you why. Let me go ahead and get my antidote tool out. If you draw your attention to what I'm doing here, I just searched on jobs, okay? In the past 24 hours, I did entry level or mid-level, on-site or hybrid, and I did within 25 miles of North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. And as you can see here, I have 14 results. It's pretty good, just 14 results for learning and development specialists in Charlotte, North Carolina in the last 24 hours. So this one role I found looked kind of interesting. This was entry-level customer training specialist. Now, I'll speak for myself. I would not want this job because this job requires 80% travel, okay? But if I was, 15 years younger and unmarried with no kids, I would love a job like this. Get to travel around the country and someone else pay for it and see different cities and different parts of the country I might not otherwise see. That sounds really cool. So what this is, in short, from what I kind of gathered, is you're traveling to different client sites and you're training them on the software. That includes classroom instruction, that includes observations of how they're using the services. You have a mentor that you work with. And if you look at the requirements, and this is really important to draw your attention to, I'm going to go ahead and get the antidote tool out for those of you unfamiliar with what I'm doing. All it really asks for here is a bachelor's degree, the ability to travel, friendly personality, strong written verbal skills, a valid driver's license, and reliable home internet, because you'd be working from home that 20% of the time. So this is pretty sweet if you ask me. Obviously the travel is a lot. Not everybody wants to do that, and I get that. But to me, for like an entry-level learning development job, 48 to 50K a year, not going to get rich doing that, but at the same time, you get to work remote, you get, paid to travel, you get a 401k, you get a paid vacation. Pretty sweet deal, I would say, for a young person that just wants to get out there and get started in this world. That's the entry-level customer training specialist. Now, one thing I do want to draw your attention to, because it's worth mentioning, is there are 73 applicants in the last 2 hours. So this is a very in-demand job. And in the masterclass, I'll explain to you how you can bypass those 73 people, how you can kind of jump in line a little bit and get on the radar of the hiring manager faster. Because let's be honest, if you're competing for those remote jobs, you're competing against lots of people who want to work this sort of job. So that's an example of a learning and development job. Let's hop on over to a project coordinator job. So like I said, this is a project manager. I just typed in project coordinator, Dallas, Texas, last 24 hours, entry level, full-time, on-site or hybrid, and within, I'm sorry, I put remote there, remote jobs within 25 miles. So this particular company is called Wingman Marketing. And as you can see here, I'm going to draw your attention to it again. We have 21 hours ago, 200 applicants. So very in-demand job, as you can tell. And this is, a smaller shop. 11 to 50 employees, so a small agency. This is kind of cool. Right there is the hiring team. So this looks like it probably is the hiring manager or the recruiter. You can literally message this guy directly, Robert Brady, and begin a conversation about the job. So marketing company, Southern California, works with clients. Again, very entry level. Scrolling down here, customer service. I mean, you've done that as a pastor. Verbal and written communication skills are strong, of course, detail-oriented communication, time management. I mean, you've done all that. And 50 to 75K a year, that's pretty awesome for a job. This is a marketing company, project manager, and right there is the person that you can reach out to directly. So this is why having a LinkedIn is such a helpful tool to find your next job. I'm going to go away from LinkedIn for this one. This is actually a not-for-profit website called idealist.org. This is a program manager, which kind of sounds like project manager, but a little bit different. But this is based in Chicago for an organization called Interfaith America. And really what this is you're working with college students doing projects around their goals and their deliverables around the country. So bachelor's degree, professional experience, working in not-for-profits, young professionals. I mean, all of these things you can just look at, really quickly and realize, oh, I fit a lot of these skill sets. I mean, so if you live in or around Chicago, this was published 11 days ago. Idealist does not tell you how many people have applied. That's why it's not quite as useful. But at the same time, relationship building, project management, results-oriented, adaptability, DEI, cultural competency. That means diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this is a not-for-profit, but the pay is still, 55 to 65K a year. That includes medical, dental, vision, disability. The dependents can contribute. Dependents can be on as well. So your kids, if you have children, your spouse. So pretty sweet gig for a not-for-profit. And the last one is sales. So I just punched in BDR, business development rep, remote job, past 24 hours, got 15 results. And here's one company called R2C. And what it is it's an entry level, sales role. So if you're looking to get into SaaS, if you're looking to get into sales, this could be something worth really exploring. Now here's the thing that I want to draw your attention to because it's worth raising is the money in this space is huge, but you have to have very strong organizational and time management skills. You'll be working with hundreds of prospects simultaneously. But like I said, if you're driven by your feet, like yesterday's meeting, and you're kind of that go-getter, hustler person, this could be a really great opportunity for you. And I mean, obviously the ideal skills they want, you possess clearly. You can go ahead and press pause. You want to read through those. Nice to haves, might not have all of these, but you have some. And then here's the cool thing. I mean, this is an entry-level job. The salary is 40 to 60K, but there's 100K OTE on target earning. So I sometimes talk to pastors like you and they say, I want to make 100K working remote. What should I do? And I say, get into SaaS. And the masterclass will explain in more detail how to do that. I'm actually going to interview a guy, a church planter in Louisiana, who broke into SaaS and how he did it. So really valuable information on there. I hope that you take the time to go over and purchase it if you haven't already. But yeah, this is an opportunity that you can have. This is also international, which is kind of cool. But anyways, so that's called R2C, 40 to 60K a year, 100K on target earnings. So those are just, 4 examples of jobs that you as a pastor could do and break into, kind of give you a snapshot of what salary you could expect. But really and truly, one of the biggest problems that you're going to have is you don't know how to present yourself, right, for that job, because you're like, well, how am I supposed to write? I led Bible studies and small groups and mission trips. They don't care about that. And the thing of it is they do care about that, but you have to message it in a way that makes sense to them. So tomorrow's video, if you keep watching with me, I hope you do, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty weeds on how do you message your ministry skills in a way that makes sense for jobs like this. As tomorrow's video, kind of re-messaging your skills, and I hope you enjoy enjoy today's video on the 4 types of jobs you can get, kind of what they look like on paper, and how you could begin applying to them right away. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.